Hey everybody, it's Kim and we're back with another episode of Empower. And today I want to talk to you about the importance of what you're listening to. So this episode is called Watch Your Mouth. So many times, I think I start like probably almost every episode, if not every other episode, so many times. But anyway, it's true. So many times we are subconsciously receiving information. And that means what I mean by that is not intentionally, I'm not talking about intentionally what we're listening to, like, oh, that's my song, or a conversation that you start with someone that's about business or your homegirl because you need to vent. Um, I'm talking about those things that are in our subconscious that we may not be giving too much attention to. And I am a firm believer. I know I've said this on one of these episodes, more than one actually, um, about the importance of self talk and what you say. Um, and one of my main things is change your confession. That's why today I want to talk about watch your mouth, watch your mouth, because there's enough in society, there's enough in the world, there's enough actual real life adversity that you have to overcome if you're a woman, if you're a black woman, if uh, you're a foreign woman in the United States or anywhere else, if you are an older woman, if you're a younger woman, um, there's so much that is already set up in this patriarchal society that we live in that is already designed to make things harder for you. That is already designed, if it's not designed specifically to make things harder for you, it is not designed to help you. Um, so there's a lot of things that we already have to face, that we already have to overcome, that is already a big deal. That the last thing we need to do with our own mouth is talk ourselves out of it, is say negative things. Um, Watch your mouth. You're listening to you. You're the first person that you hear. A lot of the things that we don't start is because in our mind we've already decided, I shouldn't do that. Somebody else is already doing that. What makes me think that they'll listen to me? What should anybody, what do I have that um, makes me different? Why would anybody listen to me? I'm not so and so. I'm not this person. I'm not, you know, you hadn't heard of anybody until you heard of them. I said that to say everybody started. Everyone that you know of now started somewhere. Everyone that you know of, that you look up to, that you follow, that you appreciate, even if it's not a celebrity, everyone that you know started. They started somewhere. So and the start is tough. The growing is difficult. Don't you dare sabotage yourself before you can even get started. And I'm saying this so strongly because this is something that I have done to myself for a while. I've stopped doing it about most things. But it was just my life. I just and the thing about it was it was so who a part of me. I wasn't even consciously thinking it. I wasn't even stopping myself consciously. I just was like, oh well no, that ain't for me. I'll do XYZ because I'm not the creative type, as in artsy, able to do things on the more creative side. I'm more um, whatever. I don't even now. I've done so much work on myself that I try not to even put labels on it because that set is a setback kind of thing for me. Um, but I want you to watch your mouth about you. There's already going to be people who don't like you. There's already going to be people who have no actual reason to have something negative to say. The only way you're going to make it is if you believe that you are who God made you to be, that you don't agree with the negative. And now, mind you, I'm a firm believer in not telling, for instance, I don't believe that for my child, you can do what you want with yours. I'm not going to tell her she can be anything she wants to be because she might be horrible at something. We used to see these people get on American Idol and they'd be like, "My mama said I could sing." Child, your mama was lying to you. Everything you can't do just because you want to do it. I don't believe in setting her up for that kind of failure. I'm a realistic person. I'm not a dream killer. So I am one that'll say, well, let's see how you do. Let's give it a shot and see if you like it and it's if it's a viable option for you. But I don't believe in I don't believe in telling her you can do anything you want. You can be anything you know. Some things you can't because you can't. It's not you're not good at it, or it's not your ministry, or however you want to word it. Um, there are other things that you're greater at. How about that? Of course, I'd phrase it better. She's only 7. Um, but I don't mean that when I say don't speak negatively about yourself, I don't mean not to tell yourself the truth. I don't mean to not to be so to bury your head in the sand and be like, no, I'm great at everything. I can do all of it. I can. No, some things ain't meant for you to do. This is why God gave us individual, unique talents and gifts. Some things it's not meant for me to do. And I have to be okay with that. But there are some things that I can do that God gave me that only I can do the way I do it. And there are people who are waiting to receive it from me the way that only I can do it. And so I don't mean by negative honesty, because sometimes, can we be real? Honesty can be negative. Because if the truth of the thing is negative, then it is. But don't dwell on that part. If you realize, okay, singing is not my ministry, um, that ain't what I'm meant to do. But I can play these drums. Public speaking, it's not my thing, but I can write a book. So what I'm saying is don't dwell on the parts of the things once you discover, okay, this isn't going to work for me, or I'm unwilling to do the work to get good at it. Be honest with yourself about those things. That's not what I mean by negative. I mean, don't even give yourself the chance to start. I'm too I'm too old. I'm too this. What I can't do this like so and so do it. They do it better than one. How do you know they do it better? Two, they if they do it better, it's probably because they actually did it, started, didn't talk themselves out of it. So watch your mouth. Say things that are building, that are affirming, that are encouraging. You are listening to you. You are listening to you. And sometimes, have you ever been on the receiving end of a conversation where somebody is just telling you, oh, you did this and you're so great at it and you should did it. And then you feel like, what, why are you, what is there for you to gain out of telling me X, Y, or Z? And it could be something that everybody can see. But because you have been negative about yourself, to yourself, in your own hearing so long, you can't even see that there is raw talent there. It needs developing, it needs some time spent on it, but there's something there. None of us is without something. So watch your mouth. Stop talking about yourself like that. One of the things that I'll give you an example. Um, for those who don't know, I was quite a bit heavier in my life. And I used to talk about it like out loud. Oh, girl, you so fat. You just went so fat. This, that, and the third. And then when I found out I was having a little girl, years later, I was like, you know, one thing she is never going to hear me say, I'm too fat for that. She's never going to see me look in the mirror and say, ooh, mommy need to take this off because her body is da 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 da. No, she's not going to hear that from me. What she may hear, because she has, this has happened. I'll put something on, I'll look in the mirror, and in my mind, I'm like, sis, you're not ready. This dress ain't ready. These pants ain't ready. The world, none of it. I'm thinking these things in my mind. But I'll stand in the mirror and I'll look and I'll turn and I'll do, you know how you check yourself out. And then I'll go and back in my closet and be like, "Hmm." And then she'll say, Mommy, why you change clothes? I said, listen, Dammy, Mommy felt like something else would look better today. Mommy felt like something else today. And I did. It's not a lie. I felt like something else today. But it's the way that we frame these things. And what I don't want her to struggle with is grow up feeling like it's okay to talk to herself in a way that isn't helpful, that isn't encouraging, that isn't positive. Do I think she thinks that she's going to be perfect? No, I wouldn't set her up for that. But there's a way. So that's what I want to encourage you as we go into this next year. Make it your business to watch your mouth. Most of us, it comes so easy to compliment somebody else, or if somebody else, we hear them downing themselves. We're like, why do you say that? Don't say that. That's not what you should say to yourself. That ain't nice. Don't be more kind to other people than you are to you. You deserve that. Watch your mouth. Say things out loud on purpose. Now, this is the other part, y'all. Don't just don't say bad things about yourself out loud and think that you've done it. No, that's the first part. The second part is say things about yourself that are positive and affirming and encouraging out loud on purpose. Don't just stop at not saying the bad things. That can be an accomplishment though, because sometimes it's hard and we don't even realize that we've done it. But that's the first step. Then the second step is replace those negative things that you used to say with something positive. Like, hey, this is cute. This is a good hairdo for you. And say something that isn't about your looks as well. Hey, you're pretty smart. You were resourceful in figuring that out. That was something that before you wouldn't have done X, Y, or Z. You're growing. You handled that well. Say these things out loud. And the reason is so that you can hear, because we all have a soundtrack that plays in our mind, whether we know it or not. It's playing. Even while you're watching this, it's playing. So, what we have to do is interrupt the pattern of what was happening and establish a new one. And in order to establish a new one, we have to say the things out loud. You're smart. You'll figure it out. You're tenacious. You've always been a hard worker. You may not have the easiest thing, you may not have the most money, you may not have the availability that others have, but you if you're a hard worker, that's y'all know somebody, ladies. That's a big deal. So find what highlight, don't find, acknowledge. You shouldn't even have to look for it because it's some things that you already know about you. But if you have to find, dig till you find it. Watch your mouth. Quit talking about you in a negative way. Whatever you don't like about you, fix it. Work on it. Improve it. Make it better. talking bad about you. It's not okay. We've got to stop that. Watch your mouth. That's all I got for y'all today. Um, while you're watching your mouth, go on to Instagram and follow Empowered, MPOWHER 540, please. Tell your friends about it. Share this video on Facebook at Empower. Go on YouTube, put Empower in the search engine. Subscribe, click the notification bell. Watch your mouth. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.